Hey, welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Nothing but great comics coming through tonight. We got we're double teaming you right now. Coming back to the show is Dan Soder. Dan's been here before. What's up, man?
Yeah, good to see you.
And this is Nate Bargatze.
Bargatze.
Yeah. What kind of name is that?
It's Italian.
Italian?
Yeah.
Eye-tie. From where?
I don't know.
Nashville, right?
I have no. Oh yeah, I thought you meant where my name's from. I was like, I don't know where it's from. Like,
It means
it's from
spring,
somewhere.
It means spring breeze in Italian.
Everything does.
You know the large Italian population of Tennessee.
I know Nashville.
Big group of us.
Nashville. I played Zanies there once. That's one of those cities that it's kind of scary. It's like that's like a one industry town, but you're afraid like you're gonna get like knocked out in a back alley by some country music executive or something.
Yeah, stuff happens. You just.
I can see why we need Italians down there.
A guy dressed like the Colonel just hits you with a guitar.
I think some guy like a Merle Haggard impersonator
Just comes in hard
Just
times.
hits you over the head.
It could be Merle Haggard. You don't even know. You're like, oh.
That would be exciting.
Well,
that would be exciting.
It's a story.
Now, you said you moved here. You lived in New York for 8 years. You just moved out to L.A.
Just moved. Yeah.
Yeah. So how's that going?
It's good. It's nothing crazy. It's like, I mean, everybody talks about the weather, but it is. I've never lived in a place with nice weather, and that's pretty unbelievable.
Oh, it's gorgeous. You can't complain. You said you live out by Torrance, which is by Manhattan Beach.
Yeah.
There's no better weather on the planet. The Broads and everything, but you got to deal with show business. That's the problem. It can be very depressing.
Yeah, he's going real Hollywood on me.
Yeah. Now, are you still in the city, right?
Yeah, I'm not leaving the city. He's talking in third person, wears sunglasses indoors. He's changed, Artie.
Well, it's tough because, Dan, I remember when you were here last time, you said something that I love to hear as a comic. It's easier to do like 5 spots a night here in New York.
Yeah.
And you're like, you just want to get good, real good at this. Get a good hour. And it's hard to do. How do you feel it's going in LA getting spot? Like, do you have to do, it's hard to go from like the Comedy Store to wherever, the Comedy Magic Club. And you got to
You're committed. Comedy Magic Club, you're committed.
You're there.
Because it's like Wade's and Hermosa. You're
there for the night.
Yeah. You don't leave.
Right.
It is different because here is like you would do like, I think I've done like 7. Like where you're just like, it's insane. You're just running around.
You did 7 in one night? That's my record is 6.
Yeah,
I did 6 spots one night.
He always set the pace as far as our friends go.
That's
like you'd be like,
impressive.
"How many's Nate doing?" He's like, "He did 60 in a month," and you're like, "Yeah, God."
My generation, that was Dave Attell. Attell would do like the greatest thing ever. You talk about work ethic as a stand-up comic. I went to Afghanistan in 2008, and Attell was with me. And we were on our way from a gig to we were signing pictures for the soldiers, and a mortar attack happened. So we had to go in a bunker for an hour, and it ended up making the Daily News the next day. Somebody in the barracks leaked it to somebody, and it was a picture of me and Gary Baba Booey Delabate.
Yeah.
He was with us, and it was me and him. And it was a big article about all the people that were over there, and like we're worried about our families being worried about us. So Jimmy Florentine was there, and he had a phone that worked. He somehow got a phone. So we all called our families. I called my mother and sister, said, listen, I'm okay. Florentine called his fiance. They gave the phone to Attell. Attell called in his avails for the next week at the cellar. At the cellar. He called the Comedy Cellar.
That's great.
From Kandahar.
Yeah.
There's this mortar.
It's his family.
There's mortar blast in the back of his ear. Please avoid cancellations. He's like, I'll do Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tell Esty I'm okay, and I can be. I got Tuesday through Thursday. I was like, wow, that's impressive.
I called in from there. I've been over there. I did put my avails in from Kuwait.
From Kuwait.
But I wasn't in that. Like I wasn't in a bomb scare. But like you're just sitting there in the middle of the night.
That's a bunch of wussies.
And then you're like,
in Afghanistan.
Oh yeah, Kuwait's like.
What was that like?
It was unbelievable. We went to Kuwait, and I've been to Iraq. I've been like 6 times.
Right.
And it's like you can't go to Baghdad. So it's like, it's crazy to go somewhere where you're like, I could never, you can't just fly to Baghdad and then look up like a Holiday Inn price line.
Very weird.
I mean, I called my avails in from Syracuse, so I know exactly what you guys are talking about. I was
Did you ever get an offer to go do a tour over there?
I was supposed to go over there with him, but I somehow like messed up and couldn't get over there. I don't know. I screwed like.
But your girliness got in the way. Is that what you're saying?
My lady parts got in the way of me going.
Made up stories.
I'm all, you wouldn't believe this, but I think I'm going to Okinawa. You're like, no, you're not. I'm like, I'm just lying.
Did you ever get that? What about Gitmo? Like people, I got to know a couple of people who went to Cuba to do stand-up.
I didn't go. I've been to Honduras.
Really?
El Salvador.
You're into this.
This is all I do.
He's a mercenary of comedians.
This is all I do.
Yeah, really? I mean, why?
I'm trying to be Bob Hope.
Is there problems in El Salvador?
Oh, There's problems.
Artie, I don't want to get into it. There's problems. What's going on?
Huge comedy scene down there.
He's just looking for. Is there a Zanies in El Salvador?
Zanies there.
El Zanies.
The pay is iffy. You don't really ask for it.
It's in mules.
You might get paid. You might not.
The pay's iffy.
Yeah.
You don't ask questions.
You have to crap out your pay at a Best Western in the Bronx when you get back home.
And the condom.
You gotta sell stuff. That's how you
They
gotta,
put your pay in a condom and you swallow it.
and you have to come back here. I could make $100 or I can make 10 grand. It depends on how it goes.
But the smart guy could turn this into a $20,000.
Hey, how's the pay in El Salvador? It could get really dicey.
It depends on how much. How's the pay in El Salvador? It depends on how much, lactose powder you can get.
Depends on what's moving in the States.
and if you could cut it well.
If we're at threat level orange, you're not getting paid a lot.
That's hilarious. But you're on the road all the time.
I'm just actually starting to go on the road. I had like a really nice mix of doing city spots and doing the road, and now it's
fun, man.
Yeah, the road's starting to happen. He's been on the road a bunch, and we've been friends for a good time. So now it's fun just to start going out on my own.
Right.
And yeah, I'm going to be in Sacramento.
Okay.
Gorgeous.
You doing Punchline there?
Yeah, doing the Punchline.
I've been there.
Yeah, the 9th through the 12th. So now, yeah, it's just starting to happen.
I like little towns like that. It's like San Francisco's the greatest town, but Sacramento, those are fun. Those are easy towns to get laid in. I'm going to say it. I'll say it outright. Yeah, no, there's like, well, always for me, because I had issues with that my whole life. But when in a town like Sacramento, there's a lot of people, even though it's Northern California, not far. It's their capital. But there's still a lot of people who want to get out of Sacramento.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are hot chicks. And, like, if they see you kill and you're in New York or whatever, I mean, it really is easy to get broads. I mean, if I say that, I mean, forget about it. Like, a good-looking guy could just plow through women. I mean, I was banging solid 7.5. So.
I'm going to come back and be like, nothing. I don't know what it was.
He's crying. Artie Lange.
Artie told me this is going to be easy.
Yeah. Well, but we do El Salvador. I mean, like, like a flight to
I have a
Pittsburgh.
decent fan base down there. Stuff's really starting to pick up for me.
People
El
in
Salvador,
South America
Honduras,
chanting Nate Bargatze.
Yeah. It's the number one. They flip-flop between the number one most murderous countries, like outside of a war zone.
I would have guessed it was up there.
Well, they battle
outside
it out.
of a war
They
zone.
literally fight it out. See who's number one. Like 1 year it's like El Salvador, then 1 year it's like Honduras.
It's like
you
the
never
AP
know.
ratings.
Well, I'm playing
exciting.
Chicago in June. Have you picked up the New York Times? That's trouble.
It's number 3. It goes Honduras, El Salvador, Chicago.
It should. Like 82 murders a day in Chicago.
They're going to do a USO tour just with Chicago. They're going to have to say,
Yeah, what about the troops that are going to go there eventually?
I'll go there.
Why did you move to Torrance in L.A. and not like closer to Hollywood? You just love traveling.
I'm barely in this business.
That is, for people who don't know, Torrance is the outskirts. It's like Asbury Park in New York City. Like, Torrance is to L.A. It was just cheaper or something?
Yeah, with the place, we just had to, I'm married and we just had a baby. So we just had to
keeps
get
getting worse.
I know. I had to add more and more. I take them all to El Salvador with me. And
Honey.
we bought her. Yeah, that's where we bought her. We bought her in El Salvador.
Good news, honey. Another El Salvador gig. Get out the Samsonite.
Or what if that's how they paid me in El Salvador? They go, here's your baby. And you're like, what?
I don't want this baby.
I don't want a baby.
They're like, you signed the contract. Yeah, no baby.
Listen, a white baby down there sir, goes very far.
Nice. You can take that far.
Turn that around.
La güero, he said.
See, yours was good. I was doing an Indian guy.
I'm really just throwing in pretty much a racist Latin accent.
What about, are you going to settle down, Dan, or what are you going to do?
I don't know. I like loneliness right now.
Listen, man. What are you 29?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on, hang out. It's all right.
Yeah, I like that.
You're a young guy too.
24.
Right?
I've been married for 16
you're
years.
Not, how old are you?
I'm 34.
You're 34.
But I've been married for a while. In the South, everybody gets married. We get married quick, dude.
You do.
You get quick, and you have babies, and you just start moving on.
So you married a local girl, a Nashville girl?
And she's from Alabama, but we met in Nashville. It was before I started comedy or anything.
Did you go to college with her or something?
I mean, I didn't really go to college, so. Besides that, we met at Applebee's, actually. We worked at Applebee's. My life, college is Applebee's.
Did
for
you
us.
really?
Dude, my whole life goes through Applebee's.
Well, listen.
You were Applebee's sweetheart.
I love Applebee's.
I know Applebee's, man. That's another thing. Oh, God, on the road, some of those strip mall restaurants.
Oh.
Applebee's is the best restaurant in some cities.
Don't get him started on this.
Yeah.
I'll go on.
He's an Applebee's
Yeah,
fanatic.
I'm way on board. with what they're doing.
And I'm a Ruby Tuesday guy.
That's not bad.
Fancy.
That's not bad. Ruby
Winnipeg. Have you ever been to Winnipeg?
Yeah, we were just
they
we were talking about this last week. The Rumors Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going there, but they have you stay in a condo with it's like old people. It's like
right
an old
across.
people's home.
Yeah, we were talking about this last week.
And then there's an Applebee's and a movie theater, and that's it. So and then you look like I was buying I bought a 6-pack of MGDs and toilet paper, just walking through the parking lot like a psycho, just carrying this. You look like a divorced dad. It feels like being a divorced dad.
I did that club. I did about a 2-week stint at that club. About 15 years ago in Winnipeg. It was February, and I'm telling you, by the 10th day, I was begging guys who work at the club if they could get me coke. Just to get my head somewhere else. And at that condo, I did cocaine with 4 other guys. We were sitting at the edge of the bed, guys with faces they had a tooth coming out of here, and they were the best company ever. I was getting paler and paler as the days went on. The laundry, I just wore the same clothes 3 straight days. I kept walking across the street going, I'm dying inside and out.
Well, you still got 1 more week to go.
Yeah.
2 weeks. I'm just doing a week, but I know they do the 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, this was one time I had my agent booked me. This was in the late '90s. He booked me there and in Buffalo and in Pittsburgh in February. And I'm like, did I rape your cousin? What was that about?
Yeah, he's your enemy that got into the business just to book you there.
But don't you think that you're building character, Dan?
You have to tell yourself that.
Yeah.
It's a snowy weekend.
No, but I think if you're just an actor and you go out and you just stay in LA the whole time, this is what you have to do, you know?
Well, that's always great when you hear actors' stories and they're like, to get into my role, I just went and I lived there. And you're like, yeah, you weren't on the road.
No.
You were doing this for a role. We have to do this for our lives.
The good thing is, unless they're one of these jerk-off actors that comes from money and they're being financed by some, rich family somewhere that just wants to get them out of their hair, you know? Just buys them a condo in Beverly Hills and hopes they'd find acting or something, or anything else. If that's not the case, you always have more money than actors. Because you're making money.
It's consistent.
Yeah. And that's another place, if I may say, to get broads. I know you're out of this, but you go to an acting class in LA.
That's what. Oh, well, in
they're
LA.
all broke. But if you're a comic, you got money.
Yeah, there's. I feel like acting classes are probably good places. I'm taking an acting class.
They're so
I'm going to Sacramento.
No, you should.
Then I'm going to LA.
What you should do is take an acting class in Sacramento. The week, if you do it Tuesday to Sunday, just enroll there.
I got most improved in my acting class. They gave me most. I don't know if they do that, but they were like, "You've improved the most." That's how bad I was.
Don't laugh. Dustin Hoffman got that in '64.
He got most improved in his acting class.
Absolutely.
So it's all going good.
That's how he got The Graduate.
I don't know if you've ever seen him act. He's no Dustin Hoffman.
I did an audition once right when I moved out there for a commercial. And I was messing I was running with him. I had the lines worked out. I go to start doing it, and the first lines I just completely mess up. And then they just told me to read it off the paper. They were just, it was like watching someone just trying to get through something. And I got through it. They all clapped for me. They don't ever clap. They usually just go, "Thank you." But they were like, "You did it. You did it."
You want to strangle someone because as you do stand up on the road, you get more and more cynical, and then you go on these awful auditions, these awful shows, and the people there are judging you, and you just want to hit them with a fungo bat, right? It's not good for your negativity.
And the conversation made when you're in the waiting room and you're already uncomfortable about the audition, and then some guy struts in that looks exactly like you would imagine the role looks like. He's like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I hate you. I don't know why I
was
hate
really
you."
bad before. Now I'm terrible.
Yeah. Perfect guy for the role that's reading it right before me.
I know you got to go, so listen, come back anytime.
Yeah,
you got a spot. You got a spot on the show, The Life of a Comedian. You got to go.
Yeah, I got to.
What are you plugging? Whatever you got.
Friday at midnight, my Comedy Central half hour special.
Oh, great, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
good.
that'll be
What's
pretty
it called?
awesome. It's just a half hour. They're doing the half hour series.
Okay, good.
It's the new name they put on the Presents.
And Twitter?
At Dan Soder.
And what do you got for us?
At Nate Bargatze, and then I'm gonna be at Oklahoma City Looney Bin.
You're gonna be in Antarctica.
I'm gonna be. Is this on in Switzerland? Did they get that? Because I'm gonna be there.
Wait, where you said
6 months.
Oklahoma City Looney Bin?
Yeah, May 15th through the 19th.
I just did the Staten Island Looney Bin 2 weeks ago. It was beautiful.
It's all coming together, guys.
Get the mozzarella sticks.
Nate's trying to get booked in Nogales with Warren Carter.
I don't do a lot of American shows.
He likes his danger with a little foreign dad.
I can tell you're a little behind in this conversation. Just a little El Salvador. Well, listen, guys, come back anytime.
Yeah, I would love to, man.
This has been fun.